Hey guys and gals, it's Jim here. It's been quite some time. I hadn't realized how long it's been since my last video. But anyway, I thought I'd let everybody know I'm still here, still alive, still kicking, still building models. I set the ship models to the side for the time being for the last few weeks. I had a bunch of models that I had sitting around that were complete, but they needed bases and stuff. So I decided to clean up some of the odds and ends and get things buttoned up before I go any further on the ships. I'm saving the Grissom for a little bit down the line, possibly late summer, early fall build. Don't know if I'll do a series on that or not. I got all my stuff bought for it as far as lighting goes and stuff like that, fiber optics and stuff. But I had quite a few of my Bandai models that I built that I started bases. They weren't coming out right. I redid some of them and stuff, things like that. So, but I thought I'd button all that because I got too much stuff sitting around, and before it gets broken or something from getting moved around and that, I figure I do all the bases for them and stuff like that. So get that all out of the way. That way I don't have a whole bunch of built models waiting for completion sitting around. So anyway, I'll be doing a few videos over the next couple of weeks. I'm making a lot of progress and stuff like that. It's been real hot, so over here in Illinois where I'm at, so getting a lot of stuff done inside and stuff where it's nice and cool and stuff. And besides that, with the gas prices, we're up at around 5.39 where I live in Illinois and stuff like that. So it's don't do as much bumming. If I do any, when I do go shopping, I try to make all my stops. Go to places where they got all the different stores where I need to get stuff at the same time. That way I'm not bumming from one end of the county to the other end and stuff like that. So driving habits have changed quite a bit. But anyway, I'm working on a Star Wars diorama here the last week and a half or so. And I decided I wanted to do kind of some box art to resemble some box art and some different scenes that you see in Star Wars. So I'm doing like a canyon diorama with the water effect and everything like that. I haven't done some of this with the materials that I'm using for quite some time and all that. Back in the 80s and that, when I was into model railroading also, I used to use a two-part epoxy, clear casting epoxy, what they called Envirotex. That was pretty much, unless you bought like big gallon amounts of it and stuff, a two-part resin. But used to use Envirotex. I think it was like 2 8-ounce bottles came together in a package, plastic wrapped and stuff, and used to use that for our water for our depth and everything. And then you added texture to the top of it using different mediums and stuff like that. Um, I decided I want to do something similar to what I used to do back then. So I picked up this stuff. It's called Lumelite Amazing Clear Cast Epoxy. The funny thing about this, they carry it at Hobby Lobby. Walmart carries it. It's basically the same price at Walmart. So Walmart's a lot closer to home. It's about 15 miles closer to home than the Hobby Lobby that I usually go to. So, but the funny thing about it, if you read the box, includes parts A and B, 16 fluid ounces each, total 32 fluid ounces. Well, there's a lot of reviews on Hobby Lobby's website about this product, people that have bought it, and they were disappointed because they thought it was 32 fluid ounces each bottle when it says right on the box what it contains. It's kind of simple math if you think about it. 32 fluid ounces, two parts, that's 16 ounces each. They do make a smaller kit that's 8 ounces, two bottles of 8 ounces each, the A and B mix, which comes out to 16 ounces. But yeah, it's I kind of had a chuckle about it in that anyway. But this stuff, it's it's a little bit technical. You got to mix exact amounts by volume, not by weight. There's some resins you can actually, it's like a 60/40. You can actually use a gram scale, measure out that way. But this is by volume. So it comes with little 30 milliliter cups, which are about the size. If you're familiar with like cough medicines, a lot of cough medicines, they come with that little plastic cap that you pour it in. It's about the size of a half a shot glass. That wasn't going to be the way I was going to measure this out for the amount I needed. I wanted to mix 16 ounces, 8 ounces of each part together and stuff, because I wanted to do a deep pour and everything, and it was going to be for a big area and all that. But it worked out well. What I did is basically I bought some clear drinking cups. I measured exactly 8 ounces of water, poured it in a cup, and I marked it with a piece of tape to the top of the water line. I did that with 2 cups. That way I knew I was going to pour the exact amount in each cup and everything. And then to mix it, I picked up some of these paint measuring containers at Walmart. I think they were like $1 a piece or something for these. They got bigger ones. These are 1 quart ones and stuff, which came out pretty good and everything. I could have probably went with the measurements on the side of here, but I trusted it more if I measured out 2 equal cups and then poured each part and then poured them in the container and mixed them together. It also says if you want to add color, you got to use Lumelite tints, which are like an ink tint. I did call up Lumelite. They do have a technical person there that answers questions and everything. They got a bunch of videos on YouTube, their own YouTube channel. But I called them up because I wanted to know. I've seen a lot of guys that use the two-part epoxies, all different brands, and they just use regular acrylic paints to tint them. So I tinted mine so it was like a murky green. I also painted the bottom green. I put a bunch of foliage on there, some pebbles, a little bit bigger chunks, some gravel and stuff like that, kind of like a riverbed would be. So I poured it about an hour ago, and it's hard. They say if you don't mix this exactly 2 parts exact, that it won't harden. It'll remain tacky to the touch. So I made sure I did it exact. I can touch it. It's pretty warm yet. This stuff throws some heat. It was actually, once it starts curing, you got 30 to 40 minutes to work with it. Mix it and stuff, stir it, make sure that it's all mixed real well. Add your color tint. I used the apple barrel marsh green. It's kind of reminds me of river color, like most of the rivers around where I live. I think I used about 2 drops. It wasn't really that much of a tint to it, so I added another couple drops, and it gave me the green consistency that I wanted, almost like an opaque green and stuff. But it's dry and clear, but it's still got that murky look to it and everything. I called them up. They said you can use acrylics as long as you don't add water to them. This stuff doesn't like water. But anyway, when I started pouring this stuff, and after it started setting and everything and hardening, there was actually smoke coming off the surface of this. I got a plaster base underneath the water and everything. I got a 1/4-inch piece of plywood inside my framework for the diorama. That plywood is still warm to the touch. That's how much heat this stuff throws off when it starts curing. It's been a long time since I used a 2-part resin like this, but so far it's turning good. And once it's done, I'll be doing some waterfall effects down there and all that. I got different techniques that I use for that. I'll be adding some Mod Podge to the surface to give it the ripple look and some current, look to it, but it'll still be able to see, the depth and everything. I think it says don't pour more than 3/8 of an inch thick. I might have gone a little bit more, maybe closer to 7/16 depth on it and stuff, but it's curing real nice. Like I said, it's hard to the touch right now. It's not tacky, but it's still warm. You can feel the warmth in there and stuff. So it says let it cure for 24 hours before you remove your built-up dam on the side. I just used several thicknesses of masking tape, layer over layer for my edges and stuff to dam. And once it's cured, I can pull them up and you'll have a nice, kind of like almost like an underwater view would be. But yeah, so far it's coming out real good and everything. And I'm not gonna. I don't have the model mounted on here yet. I got all the rest of the work done as far as my rock work and all that. My different turfs and all that stuff. And also, but I kind of wanted to create some kind of scenes like you would see in the movies, and also from the box art. Once I get this finished, you'll find out what this diorama is going to represent and all that. So, but yeah, that's what I got going on. I got a couple other dioramas that I started a while back. I'm working on those, getting those finished up. One of them was giving me issues. It's another water type scene. The first time I tried the technique that there's a lot of guys on YouTube with model railroads use, it didn't work out well, so I tore it up. We did it a second time. My clear silicone, when it cured, it cured kind of funny. It wasn't transparent. It was kind of cloudy, milky. I don't know if it was an old tube of silicone or what, but I redid it a couple times. It's getting to the point where it's getting near complete and all that. Still working a little bit on that. I got another diorama that I was working on for the snow speeder. It wasn't the diorama. The base actually looked pretty good. The plaster worked. I had like explosions where the snow's getting, like explosions where the snow's getting thrown up. All that turned out real good. But when I was messing around with my lighting for like an explosion effect, I just wasn't happy with the way it was looking. It too much of a hot spot and everything, even in person and all that and stuff. And if you went too heavy with your cotton balls or fiber fill, whatever you want to use for your like flame effect and everything to put your light under, if you went too heavy, then it wasn't showing enough light. So I decided to trash that idea. I made a whole new base. It's just a snow scene. Pretty much something simple and basic, but I'll be doing a video of that in a few days and all that. But that's what I've been working on. I'm still here and all that. Like I said, I did this a couple hours ago, and it's still got some heat to it and everything. I mean, you can touch it, you're not going to burn your fingers, but when I saw the smoke coming off that stuff, I'm like, wow, that's one hell of a chemical reaction and everything. But I'm liking the way it's looking so far and all that. But I just thought I'd let everybody know what I got going on and stuff. That AMT 1972 Jimmy, the Jimbo Jimmy that I picked up, that was one of the first kits I built way back, probably in '72 when it came out, when I was getting into modeling way back then. That kit is so horrific, I'm not even going to attempt building it. The body is so damn warped, the roof is warped. You almost got to glue a removable roof to it, to the body, in order to get everything to stay straight and everything. And it still looks really warped, even after you heat it a little bit with a heat gun or a hair dryer. Sometimes I just use a hair dryer. It throws just enough heat to straighten out a piece of plastic. But it's pathetic the way Round 2 sells these old kits, repops them. The molds are so old, they should just toss them and either redo the molds or don't bring back some of those old kits. Some of them might be still decent, but AMT is just, they got a lot of horrific model kits out there and stuff. And a while back I built that USA 1 monster truck with the USA 1 Corvette. It was like a matching pair and everything. That Corvette, if you built the engine with the exhaust and you did everything right, the exhaust sat down on the ground and kept the front wheels off the ground like it was popping a wheelie. You had to really do a lot of hacking on that one and stuff. And it's like, I never did care for AMT. I used to build a lot of NASCAR and NHRA when I was building a lot more model kits. I never had problems with like Revell, Monogram, which they eventually became a joint company. MPC, their kits weren't too bad. I really never built too many of them. Maybe back in the day in the 70s when MPC used to do a lot of the Richard Petty, all the Plymouth products and stuff and all that. But anyway, that's what I got going on. So I thought I'd let everybody know I'm doing okay. Hope everybody out there in the modeling community is doing well. Thanks for checking out my videos. Thanks for following along with all my stuff. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for all the great comments you guys been leaving me. And when I make more progress with everything I've been working on, I'll be popping up a lot more videos for you guys. I did buy an NPC Star Wars repop from round two. From round two, yeah, they're repopping some of the old Star Wars stuff. Only because it was a really large scale kit and everything. It's like almost close to being studio scale. Yeah, it was a horrific kit, but I managed to get it built. But I had to put a lot of work and effort into it, getting it to go together properly and stuff. It's basically not a kit for a beginner or a youngster or that. But anyway, that's what's going on. This is what I'm working on and all that. So, like I said, if you guys ever got any questions, you don't want to leave them in the comments section. I leave my email in the description on all my videos. So feel free to get a hold of me that way. Once I get a lot of these projects that I've been working on for the last few weeks get done, then I'll get back to finishing up some of those ship models and everything. And all that. I did finish some paint work on some of the stuff I showed in my last video. As far as using craft acrylics and everything with the isopropyl alcohol for thinning and all that. So I did get a lot of the paint work finished up on some of the stuff and all that. I'm down to basics, basically all the tedious stuff, the detailing and all that. Then it's going to be photo etch and all that. But I thought I'd set those off to the side. I had too many things sitting around that weren't getting finished up. So that's what I'm doing. So till the next time, everybody take care. Be careful in the heat. I know there's most of the countries in a heat wave and stuff like that. So everybody take care until the next time. We'll talk to you with another video coming up here real quick. Take care. Bye.